too. Duh. Bug coming in too. There we go.
And it's going to be a great day. We're looking forward to all
One, you can go ahead and go tight on the newsstand. Get that shot set up. All the way tight on the newspaper. Looks good. Looks in focus. Cool. What? Really? It's going to be full?
You can stand up and move towards the middle. So that we can
That's crazy.
Oh no, we have breakup on 4 and 5. Can you try restarting your Hollyland? Yeah, I'm getting some bad breakup. Literally something turned on right now that just knocked out 4 and 5 for a little bit. 4's a little bit better now. 4, you're fine.
Okay, I reset mine. Let me know if it's fine.
Cool. Should pop up soon.
Back to the band.
Standby graphics full. Graphics are full.
You had slides?
Yeah.
How's 5?
5, I don't see it yet. I know, this thing doesn't like us today.
Okay, my thing says on channel 8, my other one is on channel 1. How do I change the channel?
The dial thing. There's a little
okay, I got
toggle. You can toggle it there. I see it. No breakup. Yay.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30 seconds to count down.
Do you have me?
I do have you.
Okay.
Although it's still breaking up. That will hopefully will even out. Hopefully.
10.
4, quit showing off.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
4, quit showing off that you can shoot through the wall. Okay. Just like all the other services. We're gonna go out to camera 1. Then we're gonna go to camera 4. Then we're gonna go to camera 2.
Call the Sermon for me. I want to work on getting his thing uploaded. Cool, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Comment like crazy feedback. I hit the button.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. For me, it's really bad because it's like in the ear. Seconds.
Out. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. There's a dead pixel on one of these TVs.
And calm down. You're okay.
15.
I'm not okay.
You're fine.
Stand back.
You're
1,
okay.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Go.
and is fading up 1. 1 is live. Stand by 4. Late. Start a slow pull 1 if you want to. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 6. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 1. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by... Let's go to 4. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. End of song. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. 2 with Jackie. Stand by 2 of Jackie. Cut 2. Good job, 2. Stand by 4. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 3. Actually, stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Start pull 1. 1, a little more headroom. Stand by 1. Cut. Keep it with 1. Cut 1. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 6. Oh, there are a lot of heads right there. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 6. Cut 6. Stand by 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 5, stand by 7, going to 4 next, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 5, cut 5, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 1, start push. Cut 1, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 5, or stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 5, cut 5, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, stand by 1, cut 1, 4 of keys, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 5, never mind, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 5, cut 5, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 6, actually stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 5, cut 5, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 4, can you get electric for me? Stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 7, cut 7, oh, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 5, cut 5, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 2, cut 2, end the song, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 7, cut 7, going back to 4, cut 4, going back to 7 again, cut 7, stand by 2 of Jackie, cut 2, stand by 4,
In His great mercy, He has given us a new birth into a living hope to the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go check thermostats real quick. I'll be back.
stand by 4, cut 4,
Stick it with Jackie.
stand by 1, start your drop 1,
I have never
cut 1,
seen this room so full.
Yeah, this is crazy.
It is.
is it standing room now? Stand by 4, cut 4.
We're just standing around the booth.
Oh, okay, that is full then. Cut 2. Now I gotta poke my head. Oh, wow, that is full. I thought it wasn't that full. Stand by 1, start your move 1, cut 1. Stand by 6. Actually, stand by 5, cut 5. Stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, good job 4, cut 2. Stand by 4, cut 4. 1, start your push in. Start tilting up as you do it. Cut 1. Good job 1. Stand by 4 of keys. Cut 4. Good job 1. Stand by 3, cut 3. Stand by 6, cut 6. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 4, cut 4, rack it in 4, good job 4. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 4, cut 4. Stand by 1, cut 1. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 4, cut 4. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 6, cut 6. Stand by 4, cut 4. Stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 2, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 1, can you start a pull? Stand by 7, cut 7, stand by, slow it down 1, cut 1, good job 1, stand by 4, cut 4, 4 is live, stand by 2, actually 3, do you want to get Jackie? Stand by 3, cut 3, good job 3. Stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 3, cut 3, 1, go a little bit wider and do a drop, stand by 7, cut 7, start your drop 1, drop pull, cut 1, good job 1, just keep dropping, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 5, cut 5, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 6, cut 6, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 1, cut 1, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 4, cut 4, good job 4, stand by 2, cut 2, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by end of song, stand by 3, cut 3, stand by 4, cut 4, stand by 7, cut 7, stand by 2 of Jackie, Sonia's walking on, cut 2, sticking with 2.
Got a title and a bug for her.
Well, what an amazing morning so far. Happy Easter, everybody. We are so
Ooh,
glad
sorry,
that you
Tool.
took
They're the
this
bug.
part of your Easter weekend here with us. But
Good job,
before we
too.
get started, we need to have a little bit of a chat.
When you can go ahead and sit up for palindrome.
Taking out the title.
So I'll go a little bit tighter. A little bit. There we go. Perfect one. Maybe actually a little bit wider. I have those.
Anybody else love robin's eggs this time of year?
Tilt up a little bit one.
Not as many as I
And
thought.
then center it up. Cool.
Cadbury eggs.
Tap it in a little bit.
Few more. The OG
Good job,
jelly
one.
beans, just like regular jelly beans. Few more. See, so this is kind of what happened in previous services, and I found out that I was actually missing the actual favorite candy. So let's just see how this one goes. The peanut butter Reese's eggs. Okay. Now we know. Okay, so this last one, please don't judge your neighbor. There's no shame here, but we do kind of want to know whose favorite Easter candy is a king. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Well, regardless of your favorite Easter candy,
Got a
we're
lower
so
third
glad
up
that
next.
you're here, and you are welcome here, regardless of that. But if you are new, we want to say welcome. We're so glad that you're here, whether you're watching online or you're here in the room. We would love to help you get connected and take your next step. So text the word NEW to the number up on the screen, and we would love the chance to answer any
Thank
questions.
goodness there's not QR
The really
code.
fun thing about this weekend, when you text in, you are going to be entered into a raffle for raffle tickets. And these are good seats, guys. These are behind home plate to a
It's
game
like
coming up.
$20 value.
It's going to be really fun.
Because it's right.
Make sure you grab
Because it's right behind home plate.
You got a lower third coming in.
into the raffle. And next week, we want to invite you back for something called Backstage Pass.
What's that?
Backstage Pass is a chance that we have to be able to put you on a little tour of our building. And you also get the chance to meet some of our staff and hear a little bit more about Eastern Hills. So mark your calendars for next week.
Man, you'd have to meet Cameron
Taking
then.
it up.
You know, I think some of you may be
Well, I don't
felt this. I know I have. But in this last little while, it feels like in our world that there's so many people that are known for what they're against, right? But here at Eastern Hills, we want to be known for what we are for. And we are for our community, and we are for our schools, and we are for Aurora. And we want to spend just a couple of minutes here celebrating what we have done just even in the last 3 months of
Wow, I'm offended, Cameron.
should be.
I do say that though a lot. I'm in Southern Aurora.
Out in our marketplace ministry. Super good. 4,490.
It's a beautiful shot, camera 5.
And 75
Got a lower third coming up
backpacks
next.
are filled weekly for a total of 825 weekend meals for students and families in our schools. Just so great. And here's the thing, we couldn't do any of those things without your generosity, and we would love to invite you to partner with us. You can go to ehills.org/.
Alright, stand by.
And click the give button.
Stand by to take the key out.
On the back of the auditorium
Taking it all out.
also in the lobby.
Take the
But thank
keys
you so
out.
much for
Stand by
being
1.
in our community. Well, Eastern Hills, we are so glad that you are here, and welcome to Easter.
Lights go. 3,
Cutting 1.
2, 1.
You're live on stream this whole time.
Easter is here.
Stand by
It
2.
really happened. Jesus died for you.
Cut 2.
No. As a matter of fact, I don't believe. It would be foolish to say the life and death of a first century Jew
Stand by
is
5.
today.
Cut
Jesus
5.
came back from the dead. The joy is ours to own.
Stand by
Our
1.
lives are better together. We can actually love each other radically because God loves the world.
Cut
The
1.
truth is that faith in this Jesus
Stand by
is
2. Stand by 3.
We'd be crazy to believe he gave his own life for people he never even knew.
Cut 3.
If Jesus has loved us so we can love others,
Stand by 1.
don't be fooled.
Cut 1.
Pain is too overwhelming.
Stand by
Poverty
2.
and racism will not be overcome. Despair is stronger than
Cut
hope.
2.
Evil.
Stand by
is
5.
It's impossible
Cut
to believe
5.
things will
Stand
be
by
better in
1.
the future. Jesus hasn't turned things around. It would be a lie to say
Cut 1.
God cares.
10 seconds.
Stand by 2. Cut 2.
Stand by.
Stand by to cut back 1. Cutting
Go
back
lights.
1.
Key in.
3,
Cutting back
2, 1, go.
Keys in. Stand by 2.
But what if the rule
Cut 2. Do your live. Good job, Sue.
doesn't end?
Taking out the title.
And thank God it doesn't. Thank God it doesn't. Thank God that God isn't done. So if some of those statements feel like blasphemous to you, hold on, because we're not done yet.
We're not done yet?
But this is how so many people feel, right? Maybe that's how you feel. I mean, if we look around,
Let me get Pete out and then I'll have you call this.
and so much pain, so much division and despair. It's easy to lose hope, to become cynical, to doubt. And even if you call yourself a Christian, it's easy to wonder, God, where are you? Like, why aren't you doing something about those issues, about the issues in our world, about my issues, about my struggle?
Stand by 6.
We're all excited about this Jesus who rose from the dead, but really maybe we're wondering, what impact does this Jesus have on my life today? So maybe
Cut 6.
it's kind of Easter.
Did I just double cut there?
Like a little overhyped. I mean, we talk about
I'm gonna have Katie call the service.
and I mean, just full disclosure, I have no idea what he's talking about. I've never had any of that candy. Okay, someone gave me a peep yesterday. It was underwhelming.
Stand by 2.
Okay.
Cut 2.
We don't even call it candy in South Africa. We call it sweets. I mean, it's a whole other world. I think I'm on board with the Reese's peanut butter. I mean, that for me sounds peanut butter like my
Well, and you can go ahead and go Y, get your LED
my name's
wide
Tom.
shot.
I'm one of the pastors here. If this is your first time in eHills,
A little bit wider one.
if you're wondering why I
And then tilt down.
that's because I don't come from
Center them up.
and sometimes people have a hard time understanding what I'm saying.
A little bit to your right.
Someone yesterday and she asked me, so what do you do?
And then tap it in just a little bit. Perfect one. Stand by 6. Cut 6. Stand by 2.
I'm a pastor, and then she totally got it, okay?
Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 2.
So I mean, and, Easter's kind
Cut
of
2.
a strange Sunday as a pastor.
3 I may use you.
You know
For once.
exactly where the sermon is going. I mean, you know what this message is going to be about. It's not like I'm going to get to the end and be like, plot twist, Jesus didn't rise. You know?
Stand by 6. Cut 6.
Got a lower third up next.
It's about resurrection. And so as we speak about resurrection,
Leave an LED immediately.
Stand by 2. Stand by 1 to stream.
or just a historical hoax.
Cut 2.
Richard
Taking it out.
Stand by 1 to stream.
wrote a book called The God Delusion.
Cutting 1 to stream. 1's on stream. Stand by to cut back stream.
Becomes null and void.
Cutting back
You got
stream.
scripture verse?
1, go ahead and go in. Get your knees up shot. Left third coming in.
And I have to say, I agree. And even the Apostle
Scripture
Paul
verses
Stand
up
by 1.
next.
Testament agrees. Listen to what he says.
Cut 1. Left third coming in on 1.
He says this. For if there is no resurrection, then all our preaching is useless, and your faith is useless. But then he goes on to say, but in fact, Christ has been raised from the dead, and he was seen by Peter, and then by the 12. And after that, he was seen by more than 500 of his followers at one time, most of whom are still alive today. Well, not today, but you know what I mean. Okay, but in other
Get it
words,
out.
Paul is saying,
Stand by 2.
hey, if you
Cut
don't
2.
believe me, then
Stand
you
by
don't
6.
trust them. They were eyewitnesses. They saw it. It really.
Stand by 3. Cut 3.
See, for the follower of Christ, everything rises and falls on today. On Resurrection Sunday.
Stand by 1. Cut 1.
resurrection, no Christianity. It's as simple as that. Bono, the lead singer of a band called U2.
Well, we have an LED graphic coming up. Go ahead and go wide. 1. Oh, sorry, cut 2. Or 6. Sorry, 1. Thank you for not moving on me. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Thank you, 6, for tracking. Stand by 1 to stream. Cutting 1 to stream. Good job, everyone.
He was a great prophet, obviously a very interesting guy, but actually
Stand by 2.
doesn't allow you that. He doesn't let you
Or,
on that.
well, cutting back
Christ
stream.
says, I am God incarnate. And so what you're left with is either Christ was who he said he was, or a complete nutcase. As Bono says, I'm not joking here, the idea that the entire course of civilization for over half the globe could have its fate changed and turned upside down by a nutcase, for me, that's far-fetched. I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. I do believe it, odd as it sounds.
Stand Stand by cutting back stream. One, you can go ahead and go and get toes up. Toes up. Right there. Stand by one. Cut one. One's live. One's live. Stand by 6. Cut 6. Stand by 2.
Takes everyone away, but
Cut 2.
now I get it. You may be struggling with this idea of resurrection. Maybe you come to church on Easter and Christmas, and that's kind of how my faith was for years. And maybe you sit through the service, or someone dragged you to church, and maybe you even enjoy the music. But the idea of a God coming back from the dead, that may just be too much for you to handle. And then he said,
Stand by 6.
you would struggle with that, and for years I struggled with it.
Stand by 3. Cut 3.
Student or a college student in Cape Town many years ago, I was totally skeptical.
One, you can go ahead and get knees up now.
Even though
Stand by 2. Cut 2.
the Catholic tradition, going to church when I was in school, I got to the point as a young elder where
Looks good,
I was kind of like, I mean, is this stuff for real? I mean, really? I mean, is this not just some nice fairy tale story that we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better about dying? And I believe that Jesus existed as a human being, that he walked the earth. I mean, no serious historian would argue against that. There's just far too much evidence outside of the Bible to question that. But the whole resurrection thing, that for me just felt like too much of a stretch. And so for me, I was kind of attracted to this theory that the idea of the resurrection was more like a metaphor. Like Jesus, after Jesus' death, his disciples kind of experienced his presence. They felt very powerfully that he was still with them, and that over time, as the disciples kind of died
Stand by
out,
6.
those stories, those sentiments became the resurrection story.
Cut 6.
And so as a 20-something-year-old
Stand by, going back to 2.
I was appealed, that kind of appealed to me, because to be honest, it gave me an easy out.
Cut 2.
Because if the resurrection didn't really happen, well then I could keep on living my life the way I wanted to live my life, even though when I look back on it now, I can see that it was a destructive path, but it was a path that at the time felt pretty good. Anyone else?
Cut 6.
Some of you are nodding and smiling. Okay, some of you are
Stand by, cut back to 2.
And so that theory
Cut
appeals
2.
to me, but here's the thing, if you read any of the gospel
Cut
accounts,
scripture
One,
up
get
to
your
2.
left third ready.
especially Luke's gospel, because Luke was actually
Stand by 1.
he was a doctor, they're not written metaphorically at all.
Scripture verses up next.
Stand by 1.
Dr. Luke starts his gospel then.
Cut 1. Left third coming in.
He says many people have set out to write accounts about the events that have been fulfilled among us. They use the eyewitness reports circulating among us from the early disciples. And having carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I also have decided to write an accurate account for you, most honorable Theophilus. Now, Theophilus was the guy that was kind of commissioning this letter he was writing to. And just a side note, I mean, if you're looking for baby names, hello, Theophilus, I mean, little Theo, so cute. Anyway, but he said, I'm writing why? So you can be certain of the truth of everything you were taught.
Taking it out.
Stand by 2.
Think about this, guys.
Cut 2. I got left thirds coming in. Pretty quick one.
That is not in a galaxy far, far away.
Scripture verse coming up in 2.
Eyewitness accounts, so that you can be sure of the truth of what is
Scripture verses up next.
Stand by 1.
Later on, Luke writes in that same gospel letter, he writes about an account where Jesus appears after his resurrection to the disciples.
Cut
And
1.
he records Jesus saying these words.
Left third coming in.
My hands and my feet, it is I myself. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones. Because the disciples, they were hiding in an upper room, they were afraid, and they thought they were seeing a ghost, they thought they were seeing a vision. But Jesus says, hey, do you have something to eat? Give me something to eat. And so they gave him a piece of boiled fish, and he took it and
Taking it out.
And he thinks,
Stand by 1.
I mean,
Nope,
that is
6.
such a
You're live.
detail to
Good job, 6. Just leave it right there. He's gonna look at you soon.
A fairy tale would not include details about a boiled fish, right? And even if
Stand by 2.
it was a ghost, the fish would have just gone right through. But
Stand by 2. Cut 2.
I heard one guy say he became a Christian because of this verse, because he said not even a ghost would eat boiled fish. Okay, so but here's the point. The message of this text is saying, Jesus is saying, I'm not just a symbol, I'm really here. I'm not just an impression in your mind. I'm here, flesh and bones. Feel me, give me something to eat. It's trivial, it's almost silly. And so you have to ask, why is it included? Well, the reason this detail is included in the story is because it really happened.
Stand by 3.
It really happened. And the whole chapter is like, it has all the kind of earmarks of an eyewitness account. Can I give you one more example?
There's no slide for this.
I'm going to anyway. Whatever.
Stand by
But in Luke
6.
chapter 24,
Cut 6.
we see that the initial witnesses to the empty tomb were women. Now we read that very quickly, but you have to understand.
Stand by, going back to 2. Actually, stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 2.
That meant that their testimony was not
Cut 2.
admissible evidence in a court of law. Roman court or Jewish court. And therefore, if you think about it, maybe if you're making up a story, if you're making up a legend about the
Stand by 1.
you would never put in there that women were the first eyewitnesses.
Cut 1.
Because it would totally undermine the plausibility of your account. And so logically, the only reason that Dr. Luke could have possibly put women in as the first eyewitnesses was if they really were the first eyewitnesses. There's no other motivation.
Stand by 6.
And this is important for us today because let me just say, in a
Cut
world,
6.
sadly,
Stand by 2.
churches, where we tell women their places in the background, I just want to say that Jesus repeatedly liberated and affirmed women, treating them,
Stand by 2.
treating them as equal
Cut
at a
2.
time where certainly they were not. Yet this women were the last at the cross and the first at the tomb. They were in fact the first to utter the words, He is risen, entrusted with the good news of resurrection. And so if you are a woman and God has given you
Stand by 6. Maybe.
for the church's sake, for the sake of a sorry part world, lead. Now you can count. Okay.
Cut 6. Stand by 1. Cut 1.
That was a
Stand by 2.
My real point is this. The resurrection was never preached in the early church as a symbolic representation of a wonderful higher truth. Like, oh, we must just all have hope. No, the resurrection was always preached as a hard, bare, terribly irritating, paradigm-shifting, horribly inconvenient, but impossible to dismiss fact.
Stand by 2. Cut 2.
I mean, think about Paul, formerly known as Saul. He was a Pharisee, a religious leader, a Jewish religious leader who was offended by the very idea of Christianity. He didn't want it to be true. In fact, he was out to kill Christians. But then he had an encounter with Jesus resurrected, and it didn't matter about his likes and his dislikes anymore. You know, we live in a world where it feels like it's no longer about facts, it's about likes. Right?
Stand by 6.
Follows. But when Paul encountered the risen Christ, it didn't matter. He didn't care the stuff he liked about Christianity, the stuff that offended him about it. None of that mattered anymore because it was true. Over the years, I've heard people say to me, you know, well, I could never become a Christian. And I ask them, well, why not?
Stand by
And
3.
often their response is something like,
No,
well, there's
6.
parts of the Bible
Stand by
that
6.
really
Cut
make
6.
sense.
Stand by 2.
And I don't really know, I know what I want to say, but I don't know what to say, but I kind of want to say, are you telling me that because there's
Cut
parts
2.
of the Bible that you don't like, or that you can't, you know, understand or wrap your head around, or that rubs up against your worldview or lifestyle, are you telling me that because of that, Jesus could not have been raised from the dead? Because that's not a logical connection. And what I really want to say is, hey man, don't worry about all that lifestyle stuff, all that ethical teachings. Put that aside for a minute. Because if Jesus really was raised from the dead, then you're going to have to deal with everything.
Stand by, going back to 6.
But if Jesus wasn't raised from the dead, then I don't know why you're worrying about that stuff anyway.
Cut 6.
You get it? Because it all starts with Jesus.
Stand by 1. Cut 1.
The fact of the matter is, Paul was more offended by Christianity than any of us in this room.
Got a lower third coming up in 2.
Trying to kill
Stick
Christians,
with
and I
camera
certainly
1.
wouldn't advise that. But when he realized that Jesus had been raised, it didn't matter what offended him anymore. It didn't matter.
Lower third's up next.
It really happened. That's the thing about Easter. That's the thing about resurrection, is that it really happened. That's the title of our entire Easter service today. It really happened.
Get it out.
Someone say, it really happened.
Stand by 2.
It really
Cut
it
two.
wasn't just a beautiful idea. It was a historical event, an event that literally changed the course of human history. It changed everything for the woman at the tomb. It changed
One.
everything.
Go ahead and go wide.
Disciples in
We have an LED wall graphic coming up.
To be honest, it's changed everything.
Tilt down a little bit. Tap it in just one little bit. There we go. Perfect one.
So no matter where you might
Stand by
yourself
3.
in your journey of faith, all of us are on a journey. Whether you call yourself a skeptic or a believer, happy or sad, hopeful or hopeless, struggling or succeeding, I want to remind you today, eHills, He is risen. He is risen indeed. Amen?
Stand by 6. Cut 6.
Resurrection changes everything. And to
Stand
be
by
honest,
2.
and this is what I really wanted to get to.
We had an LED wall coming up. Didn't read a movie poster, so halfway.
Understanding all of the rest of the scriptures and your life.
Stand by 2. Cut 2. 1, you can center it up just a little bit more.
Sixth Sense.
A little bit to your right 1. There we go, perfect one.
20 years old, I can believe when
Cutting one to stream.
Okay, well, hello, all the old people who've seen it, okay?
Stand by to cut back stream.
You can only see that movie twice,
Cutting back stream.
right? Because the first time you see the movie, you get to the
1, you can
end,
go ahead and go back in.
It's like this massive, shocking ending plot twist, like, oh my goodness. And the second time,
Stand by 6.
you can't possibly see any other parts of the film without thinking about the end, right? Because you know the ending of it. I'm trying not to spoil it yet, but
Stand by 6. Cut 6.
because it's 20 years old, you had your chance.
Stand by 2.
Taking the LED
I'm
wall.
going to blockbuster after this and get it on VHS.
Stand by 2.
You're done, okay?
Cut 2.
But here's the spoiler alert. Bruce Willis, or the character played by Bruce Willis, is dead. The whole time. He's like a ghost. It's like a pretty big part of the movie. Anyway, and that's kind of the big twist. Which is, if you think about it, kind of sort of the opposite of the gospel, because in the movie, you find out at the end the hero's dead, and in the gospel,
Stand by
you find out
6.
the hero's alive. I'll take the gospel.
Cut
Okay?
6.
So, Bruce Willis, okay? But here's the point. When you first watch that, you kind of go
Sticking with 6 a little bit here.
You go back and you watch some of the earlier scenes, and you realize, I mean, the whole movie, him and his wife, they don't talk to each other, the whole movie. Okay? Because he's a ghost, and she can't see him, but he doesn't know that. Anyway, but when I first watched that, I didn't know he was dead. I was like, man, this is a movie about marriage.
Stand by 2.
You know what I mean? I mean, I feel you, brother. I mean, this
Cut
is
2.
She's giving you the silent treatment. I mean,
Stand by 3.
she's, anyway, the point is, once you know the end, you can't not look at every other scene in the movie in light of the end.
1, go ahead and go wide.
Going with this?
We'll need the whole high-res wall here.
You can't not.
So tilt down a little bit. Tilt down a little bit. Tap it in 1. A little bit tighter. A little bit wider now. Tilt it up. Tilt it up 1.
See, there's,
And then get the edge of the low-res wall out. So go a little bit tighter. A little bit tighter. And then center it up. And then tilt up. Yep, perfect. A little bit to your left 1. That's perfect 1. Stand by 1 to stream. Cutting 1 to stream.
Now that is a lot of zeros. If you're a betting person, you'll know those are incredible odds. And so when you really investigate all these prophecies, you can't help but be moved because it all
Stand by to cut back stream. Cutting back stream. Go ahead and go in 1.
Here's my point. The same is true for your life.
Stand by 6.
For my life.
Cut 6.
It will only ever fully make sense
Stand by 1.
what Christ has done.
1, just
Life.
actually 1 that looks good.
Amen.
Cut 1.
Because of the resurrection, we can have hope.
Stand by 3.
Say hope. Man, we need hope in this world. We need hope in our life. Now we can have hope. Why? Because suddenly my setbacks have purpose. My victories are heading somewhere. My life accounts for more than simply making myself happy or keeping myself and my family safe. Because of what Christ has done, now I have a purpose. Now I have significance. I have worth.
Stand by 2.
I have an identity. I am a child of God because of what Christ has done.
Cut 2.
eHills, this is good news. That you don't have to just survive your life or your current circumstances. That actually Jesus came and rose again into new life to tell us that we can thrive in this life and beyond. He says, I've come.
Stand by 6, cut 6, going back to 2.
And that eternal life, that promise of eternal life, it's eternal, but it starts in the here and now.
Cut back to 2.
And I'm not just talking here about material possessions or blessing. I think that's a part of it. I'm talking here about the true riches. Like
Is there a tear in his shirt? Stand by 3.
joy, contentment, relational harmony. I mean, how many of you need more?
Stand by 6, cut 6.
One. Me and you, buddy. The rest of these votes are sorted.
Stand by 1, cut 1.
The point is, what I'm saying is that whatever it is that you're facing, whatever challenge, whatever struggles you have, things can get better. Your situation, whatever it is, can improve. Your current situation is not your final destination. If the cross teaches us anything, it teaches us that Easter is a celebration, that trauma is
Stand by 2,
triumph. He is risen.
cut 2.
He is risen indeed.
Stand by 6.
You know, when Jesus appeared to those disciples and said, look at my hands and my feet, you know, in many ways, that was kind of the start of the church. I know we have Pentecost, but we would not be here today if it wasn't for that moment with the disciples, right? And what I find so interesting about that encounter is what happened after the encounter. You see, because after this encounter with the risen Jesus, the disciples went from being scared and afraid to being fearless ambassadors for Jesus. These were a bunch of guys who
Stand by 6,
crucified. They fled,
cut 6.
they lied, they hid, they blamed, and they went back to fishing.
Stand by 2,
But then something happened. They were changed,
cut 2.
and changed very quickly. And they moved from fear and trembling to proclaiming and evangelizing. And we know from history outside of the Bible that these group of ragtag followers went on to change the world. And they were willing to go to death because of what they believed.
Alright, I'm back.
And what they preached
Aww.
was that Jesus was risen. Jesus Christ has resurrected.
Katie's so much nicer.
But a historical fact.
It's true.
And so even if you're totally skeptical about this whole Easter thing, you've got to say,
It's just a mess. We call that good cop, bad cop.
it would be maniacal for the disciples
Probably
to
true.
believe in something that they knew was a lie or a metaphor and then die for that lie.
Stand by
They
6.
were crucified upside down because they were unwilling
Cut
to
6.
announce that Jesus was risen.
Stand by 1,
Just think about that now.
cut 1.
If you have insomnia and
Stand by
sleep
3, cut 3.
I've got a great book for you.
Stand by 2,
It's called The Sociology of Philosophy. I promise you'll be up and an account, okay? And I'm
Cut
not
2.
saying you the torture of reading that book, but basically in that book, the author Collins
Stand by
talks about
6.
how philosophical and cultural ideologies and systems of thinking change in our world. And essentially, kind of a very quick nutshell, usually what happens is there's a body of
Stand by
thought,
6, cut 6.
about a particular subject, and then someone comes along as an outlier and starts to present some kind of wild ideas.
Stand
For
by,
example, a
cut
couple
back
hundred
to
years
2.
ago, hey guys, I think the world
Good job,
might
6.
actually be round and not flat. Sorry for the flat earthers amongst us, okay? But
Oh, no left there. Stand by 1. Or stand by 2.
their ideas. In many cases,
Cut 2.
but over time, people begin to realize, okay, this idea actually makes sense and it checks out, and slowly over time, the cultural thinking starts to shift, and eventually that outlier redefines the center, and culture and society kind of advances.
Stand by
The point
3.
is that shift normally takes about 2 to 3 generations. It is not a quick move. Now, just to connect the dots, I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Ancient Jewish people at the time of Jesus were the last people on the face of the earth to be open to the idea that a human being could be God.
Stand by 3.
They were not even permitted to say the name Yahweh or
Cut
God
3.
not allowed because it was too.
Stand by 1.
And yet
Cut
we
1.
know that historically, at the time of Jesus of Nazareth's death, we know almost immediately there were people, Jewish people, worshipping Jesus as God.
Stand by 2.
They were worshipping a man.
Cut 2.
How did that shift happen? Well, it didn't happen through the sociology of philosophy. It didn't happen over time through generations with an outlier and slow change. No. Something must have happened. Something must have shattered their paradigm. And you know what it was. It was a historic fact.
Sticking with 2. Stand by 6.
And
Cut
I know
6.
I'm repeating myself here, but I want us to get this today. The early church did not gather, and they were not transformed
Stand by
the
2.
idea that Christ is risen metaphorically.
Cut
They
2.
did not form the world's first community to include Jew, Greek, slave, free, male, female, rich and poor, breaking down every ethnic and cultural barrier based on a metaphorical resurrection. They did not sacrifice land, property, possession, reputation, and position based on a symbol. And they certainly did not go to their deaths voluntarily by the thousands, believing that they would be resurrected metaphorically. They did it because they believed Christ had risen.
Stand by 6.
Amen? You with me? Okay, I've said my point. Okay.
Stand by
But
6.
maybe you're here today and you're thinking, well, that's all very interesting.
Cut 6.
You know, but what has that got to do with my everyday life, with my everyday struggles? Because, hey, Tom, to be honest, I am struggling. You know, we've got an election cycle coming up. The world is a mess. My marriage is a mess. My finances are crazy.
Stand by
Kids are
1.
driving me wild. My parents are driving me crazy. Whatever it is that's going on in your life, what does this have to do with my life?
Cut 1.
Well, I'll tell you. Everything.
Stand by 2. Cut 2.
Everything to do. Because you see, as a pastor, I've had the privilege of witnessing over the past 16, 17 years. I have seen the power of resurrection in people. I've seen the power of God at work, this resurrection life at work in people's lives in a way that I can't fully understand or comprehend. I've seen addicts being set free from lifelong addiction. I've seen selfish people becoming generous people. I've seen hateful people becoming loving people. Prejudiced people becoming inclusive people. Bitter people becoming
Stand by 6.
filled with a deep sense of peace. I've seen marriages that have been self-destructing for 20 years be turned around by the grace of God.
Stand by 6.
Sometimes my more critical friends will say to me, well, I don't believe in miracles.
Cut 6.
And I just kind of smile. And I say, hey man, you should come to eHills.
Stand by 2.
And I'll show you some miracles. I'll introduce you to some people.
Cut 2.
I'll tell you some stories. I'll let you hear some baptism testimonies. Here's the truth. Please hear this. The greatest manifestation of the unlimited power of God is not a lightning strike, but a changed human heart. To see a human heart changed slowly and gently and lovingly, transformed by the power of God's Spirit, I'm telling you, this is what resurrection does. I've seen it
Stand by 3.
times. I've experienced it in my own life. For those of you who know me,
Stand by 6. Cut 6.
I'm very much a work in progress. We all are. I'm still at hot
Stand by
place of
1.
insecurity
Cut
and
1.
weakness and pride and ego and all that stuff. My therapist can tell you more. My wife and kids can tell you even more. But I have.
Stand by 3. Possibly.
It's truly life. Not because of anything I have done, but because of all of what Christ has
Stand by 6. Cut 6. Stand by 2.
And my
Cut 2.
guess is that all of us are looking for resurrection life. For a deeper, more full, more whole, more content, more integrated, more satisfied, more redeemed life. No guilt, no shame, no secrets, no more pretending. The story of resurrection is that endings are not final, that fear and hate and grief do not win the day, love does.
Stand by
The story
3.
of resurrection is that resurrection is
Stand by
both a
6.
now
Cut lower thirds up in 2.
Stand by
it's
1.
an event that
Cut
happened,
1.
and it is a reality that each and every single one of us get to step into and experience every single
Lower
day.
thirds up next.
Sticking with 1.
So just, and I kind of wrap things up, just 2 applications today. Believe and receive. Say believe and receive.
Wow. This is an active crowd today.
Man, this is loading.
Yeah, 6 you can set up your wide shot
And if you have a hard time with that,
a little bit wider. Show the front of that
Taking
stage.
it out.
continue to ask questions.
There we go. Perfect.
Sign up for our Alpha course.
Actually,
Fantastic course. It's an introduction to the
a
Christian
little more headroom, so like tilt it up.
It's been done all around the world, and it's great for those who may be exploring faith or have big
Just a
questions
little bit
about life.
more. Just get like the bottom of the projector. Stand by 2. Cut 2.
At the very least, just come back.
1, can you go wide? 6, you're good. Looks good.
We start a great
A little bit tighter one.
God in the movies, where we get to explore
Center it up.
modern-day films or
Then
stories or parables
Tilt
that we
down.
and
Center it up with the LED wall.
faith in film, God's truth as we see in the stories around us.
A little bit to your right. Perfect. Stand by 1 to stream.
Watching the movie this week, it's a real tearjerker.
Stand by 3. Cut 3.
Crying, typing my sermon. So come with it.
Stand by 2.
But it's going to be great. And let me say this again, just for those who didn't
Cut
get
2.
it the first time.
Stand by 1 to stream.
Before you can belong, you're
Got a lower third up in 2.
right? I mean, we think belonging often comes before believing.
Lower third's up next.
Stick 'em with 2.
That welcomes all people. We work hard at being a church that invites everyone to experience that following Jesus makes life better. So believe, and then finally,
Hi, camera 4. Welcome back.
like I said, no doing, no hoops to jump through, no long
Taking it out.
do's and don'ts. Sadly, I think the church
Stand by 3.
kind of devolved into a moral
LED coming up.
program.
Stand by 1 to stream.
And that's not what it's about. That's simply a byproduct of the grace that we receive from God. You cannot earn grace. It is not earnable. It is not
Stand by 3.
achievable. It is only receivable. Jesus did not come to give us primarily good advice. He came to give us good news. Good news that I do believe produces real and tangible results in our lives, but that's a byproduct.
Stand by 1 to stream.
It's like this. That mere improvement is not redemption.
Cutting 1 to stream.
Redemption always improves people.
Stand by to cut back stream.
And will, in the end, improve them to a degree we cannot yet imagine.
Cutting back stream. 1, you can go ahead and go in. Get your left third shot.
We're going to sing one last song together, but before we
Looks good 1.
I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that there perhaps are some people in this room today, or maybe listening online right now, and perhaps you've never actually crossed the line of faith. Perhaps you've never actually received God's mercy and forgiveness and salvation. And if that's you, it would be a privilege for me to be able to pray with you and to pray for you today. And I mean, what better day than Easter Sunday, right?
Stand by 3 possibly.
Then wait. Jesus makes it very clear. He says, I tell you the truth. Those who listen to my message and believe in God who sent me have eternal life. They will never be condemned for their sins, but they have already passed from death to life. So here's a simple prayer that you can pray right now. And I'm going to put it on the screen next to me here, and we're going to all pray it together for the benefit of those who may be praying it for
Prayers up in 2.
Is that okay?
Good.
I'm
Stand
going to say
by
a few words,
1.
and I'm going to ask everyone to say those words back to allow some space for those who may be praying that prayer for the first time. So if you're ready today, God is doing something in your heart. You're ready to come into right relationship with Him.
Prayers up
Stand by
next.
1.
You come into His grace.
Cut 1.
Then repeat these words after me. You ready? Heavenly Father, I believe that Jesus Christ
Stand by
is the Son,
2.
and today I make Him my Savior and Lord. I believe He died to forgive me of my sin. I believe He rose to give me life. I receive this new life today. Make me a brand
Stand by 2.
person.
Taking it out.
Cut 2. Taking key out. Keys out.
Amen. Amen. Let's
Stand by 3.
celebrate with those who prayed that
Cut
for the
3.
first time.
Stand by 2.
Thank you so much
Cut
for
2.
joining us
1,
today.
go
God,
wide
we
for your
celebrate
palindrome
today.
shot.
We're ready to sing in just a moment. We're going to watch that video we saw earlier.
A little bit
It's
tighter
a
one,
really
right?
good time, so pay attention. But let me
Tap it in 1 just a little bit.
as we close our service. There was a man
Perfect
named
one.
Jesus.
Actually, just 1 more in.
Nobody ever taught. He lived
A little bit
like
tighter
nobody
one.
ever lived, and
There we
he
go.
loved
Got the moray out.
like nobody ever loved. He especially had a heart for those on the margins, the poor, the downtrodden, and the forgotten. It would be hard to choose a less likely candidate to change the world than Jesus. He was not a political figure. He led no military action. He never wrote a book. He never traveled. His followers were uneducated and unimportant people. And yet 2,000 years later, here we are. And it's almost impossible to imagine our world.
Oh, this surf's going way over.
Something must have happened. And it did. A stone got rolled away. Death lost its sting. The grave lost its victory. Hell was defeated. Death was dethroned. Darkness was derailed. Sin lost. Satan died. Hope soared. Love won. On Easter, you got something beyond yourself to live for, something beyond your life to die for, and beyond your death to hope in. And so this is, therefore, eHills, the greatest proclamation of the greatest central proclamation of the greatest victory over the darkest enemy by the noblest hero for the loftiest cause in all of human history. And if there's anything in this sorry, dark world that is worthy of celebration, it is this. That Jesus Christ is risen. He is risen indeed.
Black out. Go.
Cutting 1.
3,
It's on stream.
2, 1, go.
What if they were all true?
Stand by 2.
God cares.
Cut 2.
It would be a lie to say Jesus hasn't turned things around. In the future, things will be better. It's impossible to believe evil is winning. Despair is
Stand by
stronger than
1.
hope. Poverty and racism will not
Cut
be
1.
overcome.
Killer job at reading. Nice work today. Thank you.
Jesus
Actually,
has
stand by
loved us
5.
so we can love others.
Cut 5.
He gave his own life for people.
Stand by
he
Yeah,
never
just a
even
reminder
knew.
before we get into that last song that we need help stacking chairs afterwards.
Uh-oh. Camera 4, you good? Stand by. Okay, cool. You're just farther back. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 1.
He just came back from the dead. The life and death of a first century Jew makes
Stand
a
by 1.
difference today. It would be foolish to say I don't believe. As a matter of fact, no.
Stand by 1. Cut 1.
Jesus died for you. It really
Stand by to cut back
happened.
stream. Cutting back stream.
Easter is
Stand by
here.
7. Cut 7. Keys in. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. 4. Can you get electric? Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Oh, you're breaking up. Stand by 7. Cut 7. 4. Restart your tear deck real fast. Stand by 2. Cut 2. 4's out. Stand by 3. Thank you, 3. Cut 3. Stand by 6. Cut 6. Stand by 2. Cut 2. 1. Reset that. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Start your move 1.
Give me a second.
We got it back 4. Cut 1. Stand by 7. Cut 7.
Did you say you got it back?
Yeah, 4's back. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Oh, that's 3. High 3. Stand by 4. Cut 4. 3's cleared. Sorry about that. 3. Stand by 2. Cut 2. 1. A little bit too wide. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Still breaking up. Stand by 1. Cut 1. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Stand by 3. Cut 3. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 4. Cut 4. Stand by 2. Cut 2. Oh, 4. You're gone again. Stand by 7. Cut 7. Stand by 5. Cut 5. Stand by 1. Start your drop 1. Cut 1.
Did you say I'm out?
Yeah, it keeps on going in and out. Can you reset your tear deck again?
Yeah.
Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 7. Stand by 3.
You got it now?
No, I don't see it. Stand by 5, cut 5. It's breaking in and out. Stand by 7. cut 7. Stand by 3, cut 3. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 1, cut 1. Stand by 7, cut 7. I don't see it. Oh, I see it now. Oh, it's really unstable. Stand by 4, cut 4. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 7, cut 7. I don't see any breakup now. I think we're good. Stand by, stick with 7. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 4. I really hope it doesn't go out.
It's still breaking up?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I'm taking you though. Oh, no, can't take you. Stand by 7, cut 7. 1's out again. Stand by 1, cut 1. Stand by 6, cut 6. Stand by 2, cut 2. Hey, 5, can you go over and get electric for me? Stand by 7, cut 7.
Yeah, I can't do anything. I've reset it now multiple times.
Yeah. 5, you're gonna take 4 shots. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 1, cut 1.
Keep trying.
Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 3, cut 3. Oh, 5, if you could get electric for me. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 5. Stand by 1, cut 1. 1's live. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 5, cut 5. Stand by 2, cut 2.
You got it now?
It looks like it's back. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 1, pulling. Stand by 3, cut 3. I see 4 back. I think we're good. Stand by 4. Yes. It's breaking out. Stand by 1, cut 1. Stand by 2, cut 2. Stand by 4, cut 4. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 2, cut 2. Okay, everything looks like good right now. Stand by 4, cut 4. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 1, cut 1. Stand by 3, cut 3. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 2, cut 2. 4, whenever you're near Pete. Stand by 3, cut 3. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 4, cut 4. Stand by 2, cut, or stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 1, cut 1. Stand by 2 of Sonya. Stand by 7, cut 7. Stand by 2 of Sonya.
Did you see it was going
Cut
out my
2.
feet?
It really happened. Because
that
of
right?
what Jesus has done, we have a purpose and we have significance.
I'm guessing it was just all the phones in the room causing interference.
Life better. That's something to celebrate this morning, right? We are so glad that you're all here. And for those of you that made a decision to follow Jesus, we'd love to be able to walk alongside of you and help you take your next step. So right in front of you, on the seat back in front of you, there's a QR code, and you can just scan that, and then there's a button there that you can click. And we'd
Don't
love to
forget,
help
we're
you
taking a
take your
photo
next
downstairs
step.
after this service.
We have a care room in the back as well that's open if you need somebody.
Yeah, on stage.
Yep. On stage.
Tom talked about God.
Standby graphics 1 full.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have popcorn and movie characters and so much more. But as you leave today, you guys are going to watch a movie trailer for what is coming up.
Standby graphics 1 full.
Invitations
Standing by.
that you can grab to invite your friends and neighbors back. Easter Hills has been such an amazing day. We are so glad to celebrate with you. Happy Easter, and we'll see you next week.
Go.
Graphics 1 is full.
Killer job, everybody. Thanks for a great weekend.
Great job, everyone. Lock them down and
We
shut them down.
appreciate you too.
Thank you, Ben.